You're gonna have to wait and see. It's a surprise, man.
Daddy, is this volume 2?
And we're live on the Twitch.tv / the Xisuma, playing the Hermitcraft, doing the Minecraft. Apparently I'm hosting Pearl on Twitch, which doesn't make any sense because I'm live. Is Pearl on the server? Alright, Pearl might be live at the same time as well then. Dang, I've been out and about adventuring, putting together an episode today. If some of you have been waiting around for it to go live, I accidentally hit publish on the video, so it's been out a couple more minutes. I was going to go make a cup of tea, but I just... I didn't bother. And look at that, starting just in time. Just in time. Yeah, it's been a bit of a cram today, because later on, football. It's coming home, people. I'm telling you now, it's coming home. I'm excited. I can't wait. We've got a noise in the ear. Miss Dio here with the Prime. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Liz says, hope you've had a good week so far. I've had a great week. It's been fun. Whoop Gaming, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it. I think after the next episode of Hermitcraft, I might start to slow things down a little bit, though. I hear a spider. Hello. Yeah, there's so many things to be done and that I want to do right now. It's kind of crazy. But one thing I really want to do is get the lighthouse interior finished. And I also want to do a bit of creative building. I've got like a vision in my head of possible build style. Or something that I want to do. But anyway, today's going to be super relaxed because I've just been a bit worn out really. So a bit more of a chill stream. We got the perfect music for that. What did I want? These things over here. That's what I wanted. Let's go see how many more of these we're going to need. Take that as well. Awesome. So, Dornosaur is here with the Prime. Sidewalk Psycho is here for 2 months. Epic Kitty XP here for free. That British Irish is here for 7. Galzini is here with the Prime, and Immy160. Thank you for 15 months of support. Appreciate it. Look at this. It's starting to weather. I do actually want it to be the original colour, but I'm going to let it do its weathering thing. We've got a nice old beacon beam through the middle here. I think... no, it's actually dark in here. The beacon beam itself, I don't think actually emits light, right? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I gotta sneeze! I gotta mute! Oof! I've been sneezing a lot lately. Might be the summer, might be like allergies or something, I don't know. I don't really suffer with it that much, so I don't know, but most of the time I'm good. Okay, we've got one above our head. And we've got noises in the ear. We've got Toko and Clank gifting a sub to Art Slays, Obama Gaming 27 with the Prime, Aaron I Saturtle, or Aaron is a turtle. Here with the Prime. Ah, look at that. We got an extra thing there to take care of. Then we got this. Good. Nemesis Rising OG is here gifting a sub to Haxers. Thank you for those gifted subs as always. Gabrielle Lightpaw here for 9 months. Leap Live here with the Prime as well. Thank you so much. Xisuma, do you have any BTTV emotes? I don't know what BTTV is, so I'm guessing the answer will probably therefore be no. I mean, we've got our own emotes, but I don't know what those are. We have a couple of animated ones, I think, over here as well, if that's what you're on about. Oh, look, almost missed it. You see, and now we know that we don't have enough of these blocks. Kind of close, though. so here's what we're going to do, my friends. Gonna pop down, pick up some blocks on the way, right? There'll probably be a bunch of stuff, wood, mostly. Strip wood at that. And then we'll go down to the mines and possibly get some more. Ah, goodness me, I had a job to do. I just remembered I had a job to do and I forgot. And I can't do it now. Actually, I could. I can sort of do half a job, right? Just gotta load up another Minecraft in the background and check something. Let's read some noises in the ear. We got Cole, Nether Crew here with the Prime, Jack Manning here with the Prime, AOL Dude gifting subs to iEnigma, Emmy Snook, Just Dom M8, Slasher McSlash, and 7 Itchy. Appreciate it, peeps. Thank you for the gifted subs. Copper Cent says bye from Tango. If I'm not mistaken, Tango hasn't got his copper farm producing much yet, right? Oh, what am I going to do here? I was about to kick myself out. Where do I need to go? I need to go to that place. Bear with me, peeps. I'm doing something in another Minecraft. On another server. Just wanted to check. Yeah, there's a certain material here. I'm definitely going to have to go get my hands on real soon. I think I might prepare myself for that a little bit more before rushing off to do something. So yeah, the thing that I needed to know was if I'm going to need a lot of tough blocks, and I think I am. So when we go down underground, we want to get tough and copper. And in here you'll see that we have a stack of copper. I thought I had more, but it's just one stack. And we'll be down there for a minute, so let's give it a smelt. No. No. What did I do wrong, peeps? What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, I need to make another ender chest. Which would be like blaze rods and ender pearls, right? And obsidian. Chuck that back in there. Put some of the wood into here. Let's make, yeah, let's make 2 more for now. Need to go mine some of that. And there it is. Bam. Very good. God, getting organised is so tricky. Wait, do I already have one of these? No, I do! Oh! Need the red one. Need the red one. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fortune it, right? Thar W, thank you for subscribing. Bait and Anil, thank you for gifting a sub to Enderdan. And we've got November 25 here with the Prime. Thank you so much. What's the plan for today? Probably to do some creative building. But we're going to start off with just a couple of little jobs that need taken care of. And it's this one right here, the derp slate. Let's see how much we get. We're doing like a stack, right? So that's very easy to compare because it'll be like, oh, stack gives you a stack and a half or something. This is all going to be fortuned. See, look at that. We've already got one. See, my general impression was like I got loads of copper just from mining for a little bit. And then when I made this copper farm, although I got stacks upon stacks coming through, it took a very long time. So if you're out there mining in the world, you're going to get your hands on some of this stuff. The question is how much. Look at that. Tons of it. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon we might have like 3 stacks here. Oh my goodness me. 5 and a bit. Wow. So like hours and hours of AFKing, and I get a similar amount of copper, but then the same amount of time mining, which, you know, isn't passive. You can't just go AFK and do it. But it says a lot, doesn't it? I think the choice to increase the drop rates was good, but still probably mostly unbalanced for farming. And obviously I need to get like a source of fuel sorted like pretty soon. Alright, that should have everything smelting up, so we'll go down below. What we got here? Valuables, where's my tools at? Trying to keep that inventory super clean all the time, me. Because it'll get out of hand quick. You play for 5 minutes, you accumulate so much junk, it's ridiculous. Okay, we're going to throw these back in here, where they belong, and head on our merry way down below, while everything smelts. Speaking of which, anything in here? No. Lol the Furs, thank you for 3 months of support, my dude. Appreciate it. Hey X, what's the floor made of? Deep slate tiles. Deep slate tiles. After watching X's Create Mod series, I started playing with the mod pack myself. Now looking at normal mining is almost painful. Maybe. I mean, it's a nice activity, right? Like, when you first play Minecraft, like, there's something really nice about just coming down here and mining away for a while. I like it when I get to, like, watch a movie, which I did the other day. I watched Snatch, a Guy Ritchie movie. And I don't do it enough. I feel like I mostly listen to records when I play Minecraft. Sometimes it's nice to just grind and watch a movie. Definitely got to watch one that you've like watched before, because you can't give it your fullest attention. I love Snatch, says Jeff Bezos. I'm sure you do, Jeff. It's a great movie. It's very similar to that Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels that came a couple of years before it. I do like Guy Ritchie movies. I watched one of his more recent ones a while back with Hugh Grant in it, playing like a pretty like unrecognizable version of. Well, you know what it's like when a character gets all the mannerisms down and like you almost don't recognize them, even though they're a very familiar face. But yeah, Guy Ritchie movies have this very distinct style about it, and I just feel like it's quite typical that those first movies like that are the ones that are really well rated and treasured, and then before long, you know, you make the same movie a bunch of times and they don't feel as special. But yeah, I might watch Lock, Stock next. Although I've got a weird feeling I watched it not too long ago. Like within the past year, I've watched so many movies during this lockdown. And I watched Mystic River yesterday as well. I didn't enjoy it that much. I feel like the whole zonk out thing just... This pandemic's been difficult, and you know, it doesn't always work. Sometimes on a Friday I sit down, I love it. Yesterday, not so much. Good movie recommendation, says Woo Blue. I'd recommend checking out the International Movie Database Top 100. Like, that was the go-to thing for me, and I found most of the movies in the top of that list are just fantastic. So, like, it's well and truly worth going through those and making sure you've seen all the top ones. What are we looking for, by the way? Copper and tuft? I don't think we're going to find either of it. Oh, it might be that copper generates higher in the world as well, is another thing. Hey, don't mind those. Don't mind if I do. That's a good luck sign right there, isn't it? Cool. I feel like we've come out way further than we went before, and the beacon's still there. There it goes. Dang, that's a good spot of diamonds right there. For very little time invested. It's also one of my missions to try and collect lots of the ore blocks, because they're kind of cool now that you've got a whole bunch of variety with them. Now I do want to mine tuff, but I kind of want to mine it when it's easier to gather, right? When it's in range of the beacon. When will you get full netherite, says Lazy Lazar? I don't know, because I don't feel like I need it anytime soon. I mean, it's good to have, but... Ah, there you go, there's a bunch of tuff. It's good to have the netherite, but... You know, you're not hurting for it. What was different last season is that everyone was already established when it arrived, and so everyone went out and got it straight away. And so we all kind of went on this mission from full diamond gear to like full netherite in a couple of episodes. This time it's different because it's there at the beginning of the game. And what's more crucial, I think, early on is those shulker boxes. Oh dang, there's the tough. Oh, we need more torches again, unsurprisingly. Alright, we got Super Bunny Blob here for 4 months. Zayzay271 subscribing. Qual Godsu, Nikki D85, and Tommy Mango Django here for 2 months. Yes, I am discount Mumbo Jumbo. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, Mumbo doesn't own the phrase Mumbo Jumbo, right? It's an old phrase. But, you know, Mango Django is fine by me. Dang, this is a big old patch. Just don't bother me at all. Let's get some more torches up in here. Oh my goodness me! Oh my! Okay, that's going to take me a minute to read, you know? God. How dare you? We were mining, now we got to read for the next 5 minutes. Gosh! Thank you so much for those gifted subs. Wow, 100 gifted subs. Peeps, stay tuned. You may hear a name being read out loud, and of course, if you are gifted a sub, be sure to say thanks in chat as always. Let's go ahead and craft some sticks, and yeah, might as well get a little bit more coal while I'm at it. And then put these things away. Super organised. Love it. Okay, right, let's pick up some blocks before they despawn, you know? That can happen. Because we might be here for a minute. I'm going to drink some water as well. Let's check this out. Yeah, so, the Wonder Woman has gifted 100 subs. Thank you so much for your generosity. That is simply amazing. Can Stent, Thomas Grillo, Nitroll, Easy Money. There's some names here I'm recognising. Mattus Vin, Overmind 8418, L50 Spence, Badser, Shaded Rav, Ubermouse, Aku Inni, Mr. Ricardops, Sad Bruno, Bobster Tross, Comatose, Rinda, Striker, Wiley F, Stale Squash, Lottie Summers, Neil Shree, M Builder, Afraid Dragon, Retroloaf, Priz Maloot, 756, Cafe Haddy, Smiley Gangster, Paulie Free, Dazed Dragons, Century Tweak, DT Rodders, Remy Lacash, Xzar, Big Ruben G, Demonic, Mace Maze, Gwyn Callie, Joris, Icy Monster, Sninston, Miljam X, Dratastic, Kovacs is Clever, Borgo, Panko Lanko, Taz602, Lumia IX, Damn Clevy, Shadowfin, Asperokis, gosh, Recipe Orwell, Scart7, Nuacon. I'm butchering these names so much, peeps. Butchering them so much. Also, we're about halfway there. Arena Snow, Moya Sooks, Brandy Lee, Kavartin, Solist, and Uil, Larinth K, Kiani Ek, Chiefed GX, Loma, Pesto 9, Frozen Cascade, Dr. Turbo Wolf, The Last Data, and Solaris, Juniper Willows, Terra Wolfie, Odi Mios, Lucius LP, OC64, Gimme, Gojira the Green, I Want Direwolf, Ocean Vampire Phantom, Dick Travis, Duck Monster, HK56217, Cybike 1066, Zyflander, Jeff the Best, Striker, Willem, Bira, Lisbeth, Sergio RTZ, August Lurch, The Woomy, Turingux, Shyrox, Cinder Dragons, Gensfeig, Kelturen, Hem Andrew, Fez CZ, Kratos, and Lady Gwyn. Oh! Read 100 names, butchered most of them. Darren Big, thank you so much for the Prime. Becca, thank you for gifting a sub to It's Plays. Lotion Ninja's gifted a sub to Kira Potato. Agent Reese is here with the Prime, and Know the Wolf is here for 7 months. Thank you, as always, peeps, for the tremendous support. Means the world. Hey, are we out of beacon range? Because we were like in beacon range here for a while. This is beacon range territory, right? We were digging. There you go. We were digging through this spot. It must be. Okay, let's step into this area. Mine a bit more of it. Oh. And by the way, we found 0 copper so far, right? I mean, that's sort of the other thing that we came here for, and we found none of it. The Wonder Woman, thank you again so much for those gifted subs, and thank you for subscribing with the Prime. Shadow7644, Flying Dude 19, and Shadow1997 have also subscribed with the Prime, so thank you very, very, ever so much. Very, ever so much. I'll take those. In a way, so I'm kind of digging like a little bit of an accidental perimeter for where the beacon range kind of ends, because you end up doing that whole thing where you just scoop out the too high level, but I've sort of not done that yet. Also, I should really have a shovel, but look at how quickly the inventory fills up. God, you know, we've had so many streams discussing ways to work with like inventory management, and I'm just so for it. Like, come on, Mojang, come on. The next update. Let's change the way the inventory works in this game. Let's be bold. Let's be brash. Okay. Don't stick with all these ideas of no, the inventory has to be this many slots, and you have to have stacks of 64. This game has evolved massively over the years. We can't just say the way it was designed by Notch is gospel. It's got to change. Dead serious, peeps. I'm running for election, okay? I don't think they're electing anyone, but I'm running for election. Xisuma 2022, okay? We'll make the inventory great again. That's what we'll do. We'll make the inventory great again, my friends. Floofadoofa, thank you so much for the Prime. It's Mackie TV. Thank you for the Prime. I feel like a couple of people have subscribed with the Prime after I read their name in the gifted sub. I'm pretty sure a couple of those names I've already read, but you know. I'm a derp, I can't be relied on. Okay, look at this. I've literally got like, I've got 2 boats for some reason. Don't know why there's 2. Let's put a couple of torches ahead of ourselves. And now we get some deep slate coal. It's actually the cobbled deep slate that you end up wanting more of, because the regular deep slate, it doesn't convert to anything else. I feel like they made a bit of a goof there. Hey, did I leave my ender chest behind? In fact, I think what might have happened is I never picked it up. It despawned, maybe? No, I just left it there, okay. Right, anything that's a full stack gets tucked away. Wow, full stack of that, eh? Calamity Gaming Crate says stacks of 999 make way more sense when you think of bigger projects. They do, they do. I mean, there's a certain, like, it makes sense that there's a limit to the amount of like blocks you can hold at once to some extent, because you don't want it to be like creative mode. However, that is, I think, directly related to the amount of items in the game. because how many you can put in a stack changes when there's so many different types of item. And every update they're just adding so many. And you go out into the world and you do that task that you used to just sort of do and then come and bring all the blocks back. And now it's like, now you got to think about it. Now you got to organize your inventory constantly because it just fills up with stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, we certainly got some tuff, but we didn't get any copper. I'm pretty sure copper generates higher up in the world, right? So maybe I've taken the wrong approach here. But I think we'll pop back now. Someone said 3 boats. I've only got 2 boats here. Streaming tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Monday is the next one planned. Not Knighting Rose here for 52 months. Thank you so much, my dude. We got Becca gifting a sub to the map 6401, and the High God is here with the Prime. Appreciate it. Powers of 2, 128, 256 would be interesting. It would be just a general improvement to do that. I rarely see a downside to it. I mean, considering you have like limited stacks on things like ender pearls, there is obviously a logic to limiting the stack size, but I don't think you have to apply that to every item. So if you can't put ender pearls into a higher stack, I think that's sort of acceptable. Okay, let's chuck everything into here. There is a bit more copper, but it's the deep slate type, right? And then this block, this box, we'll just put our mess of things we've accumulated in there. Right, okay, copper. Should really hold the pick while I do that, so it can get repaired, or whatever. Is that enough to finish off that room? I don't think it is. I don't think that it is. Astro Bob, thank you so much for the Prime, my dude. Appreciate it. What about the idea of having a backpack in your armor chest that extends the inventory slightly? Nice balance too, says Epic Kitty. You already have backpacks in this game. They're called shulker boxes, right? I feel like it's just... I guess you could. Like, just having a bigger inventory would help. It's not the full solution, but it helps. And I feel like it's other principles that need to really address it. But a bigger inventory would help. Anyway, we've talked about this topic to death before. And we'll probably continue to. Let's get that one up here. Maybe this is enough, actually. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 out there. Uh-huh. Okay, let's take that one out. 1, 2, 3. I think this is enough. I think we did it, peeps. With room to spare, maybe. Yeah, I think we actually did it. Nice. That finishes this project for now. It didn't really make sense, this project. Like, planning what you're going to do in a world when you're making episodes and content and stuff, it's often like, here's something I want to do. Now this is going to be a part of an episode. And this ended up being kind of like, yeah, I've got this amazing idea for this interior and we'll put maps in here. And then I go and put the maps in, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work. But the interior is great. But the maps don't work. Will you go on a podcast as a guest like you did the Spawn Chunks? Depends whose podcast and like why they're inviting me. I really enjoyed being on Spawn Chunks. That was a cool little thing to do. Okay, well that's taken care of. I think that we should do something a little bit more creative now. We'll come back on here later, I'm sure. I also want to put these things into here. Very good. Okay, so I want to share with you something that I was kind of rushing to build and then realised I wouldn't be able to finish in time and whatnot. Chicken Liver 123, thank you for the prime. Anna Bomb Banana, thank you for gifting a sub to Banana Master Race. Oh goodness me. The Banana Master Race, eh? Don't you mean Master Fruit? Yeah. So, this is my building world. I've got a couple of these floating around. Ah, oh, why am I here? This is going to mess everything up. If I press that, I think... Yeah, okay, because I might have spoilers in this world. It's supposed to be like all ready for me to go, and then I must have used it for something else. Okay, looks good, looks good. Yes, okay, right, we're good. Okay, let's get rid of the inventory. So you can see where I've come over here and jotted out my builds and then taken them onto the other world. So what I wanted to do was make a greenhouse and put all like simple little basic things in it. And I just started like goofing around with a structure that would sort of fit into this island. And I really like it, but it just doesn't feel like a greenhouse. It's like a dark temple with glass or whatever. Trippy Triangle says, I love that greenhouse. Well, there you go. That looks so cool, says Not Damn TBH. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it looks cool, but it's not what I want it to be. I think it's going to look weird once we start putting a bunch of greenery in here. But maybe not. Maybe we should have a bit more of an attitude of, like, let's go for it. Let's try and get something to work here, right? So, what we could do is put some foundational blocks around the outsides. Kind of going... down over here, and it leaves us with a bit of the island that doesn't have anything on it, and I feel like there should be something there. And then we've also got this space here where we're going to have a bridge design come across at an angle to lead us into this space. Add bushes and trees on the outside. Yeah, that stuff will come eventually. I guess I just got a little tripped up by like, this isn't really a greenhouse, and I remember messing around with different material. Ooh. Different materials on the outside. Now I'm looking at dripstone block. Like I opened the inventory that time and I spot something I didn't see before. Dripstone's a little too natural to feel like it's part of a structure. And we've already used it naturally elsewhere as well. But essentially, if we can find a texture that goes well out the back there, we might be onto something. That would look really cool, but you know, that's going to be ridiculously difficult to get hands on. Maybe use a bit of prismarine in the design. Yeah, then we'd have to go make a prismarine farm, right? So prismarine's out of the question at this point in the game. Here's some blocks that I didn't try before, because I was thinking that the palette needed to get darker on the outside. So possibly something... like this. And what I'm thinking is that it needs to be like a ledge that cuts off the glass. Then we can scramble a bunch of basalt with some smooth basalt in different directions as well in this spot. And to be fair, that looks pretty alright. Wonder what we can do in the way of slabs and trapdoors here. Trapdoors are all a bit too wooden. Actually, probably reusing this texture or maybe that one might kind of work. Give yourself a little ridge. Let's go for a fence. I think the nether brick fence, which will attach itself to the... That's actually pretty stable looking. It's funny, you know, sometimes all you need is just a bit of a break. You've been looking at a particular build over and over again, and then you come back to it at another time, and it just sort of makes sense. Like when you try something. So let's punch out that glass again. I think we're going to need to do that at every level. Let's build this up on this side and see what it feels like. Okay, we've got noises in here. We've got Loyal Noah here with Cheers and Bits saying, what do you think about this? Turn bundles into shulkers and turn shulkers into danks. I don't know. I think they should get rid of the bundle. I don't think it makes any sense, especially with its current crafting recipe. I mean, what the bundle is sort of like, hey, I got all this junk, chuck it into a bundle. If you change the recipe and make it easy to make those, I can kind of see them being good if they can interact with hoppers, so that like later on you can automatically put them into your regular storage. But as they currently stand, they're just kind of like clutter holders, and you're going to end up, you know, holding on to all that clutter by putting them in the bundles. Anyway. So whatever we got on the inside here, I think that's going to work out pretty well for solidifying what we got on the outside. Down at this level, it'll look okay. Now we'll have a different kind of operation going on just over here, so let's check it out. It will come all the way down to that height. Then we got the basalt blocks again. And when you place these peeps, just randomize it by facing it in its different directions, and yeah, it'll end up looking good. By the way, we did just kind of try that one and leave it because it kind of worked. Softer might be, going for even softer might be better, but this is such a classy texture, you want to use it everywhere. It's actually contrasts a little too much with that. I think this is probably going to look best with those ones. Just because it's a little lighter. Hello. Yeah, and even down at this, like at this height here, it kind of looks alright, doesn't it? Now, part of me's wondering if we should have. Let's get a soul. Oh, I know what I've been. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I wish I had more of like a theme in mind, like something a bit more solid before jumping into all of this, because part of me wishes like they would all be tied together with some like unified thing, but really these are just a collection of little builds. I think when we start to build over there more, I'll focus in on that idea. I'm like endlessly fussy about stuff. It's really annoying. I just constantly overthink. I think there's a strength to overthinking, like when you apply it in the right situation, but like here I am building something that's like kind of cool and interesting, and then I immediately start equating it to some kind of bigger picture, which therefore makes it not as good. Like I'm finding a way to devalue what I'm currently doing, essentially. It's really weird. Maybe use grey glass. I actually goofed about with changing up the glass already, and it really just looked awesome being completely black like that. So if I wanted to tie it in with what we got over there a little bit more, what I could possibly do is change the materials here. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the power of world edit right here. By the way, Father of Apocalypse, thank you for 32 months. Paper Mushrooms, thank you for subscribing. And DK1701, thank you for that Prime sub. Why not incorporate the warm wood tones from the other? Initially, I didn't like it because it's usually like this is the foundation and then the other stuff is elsewhere. Anyway, we're going to try it. Now, replacing certain blocks can be tricky based on their block states. So if I go polished basalt, let's say we go for stripped oak. Wish there was like a halfway tab. So we put in those soft tones there. Now we've got to go basalt. Replace the basalt with, and then replace the smooth basalt. Let's say jungle. And I think already it's losing its charm. Could just be me. Replace nether fence. Oh, it's the first one. And maybe we'll go with spruce there. Oh, what happened? So then we got the deep slate bricks. Actually, it's that one. Now here's where I'm not sure if it's going to do the thing properly or not. Is it a spruce slab? Oh, it does do it. Actually, it's kind of goofed it a little bit, but... Now, is that as charming, peeps? Because although it carries... Like, the reverse of the structure just doesn't work for me. So everyone's saying no. Cool. You know, something I didn't do, because I liked these tiles so much, is one thing I didn't do is I didn't think about flipping everything. So if we go... Let's go around like this. What I'm going to do now is something a little different. So... Let's say, first of all, we replace the glass, right? Gosh, I'm having trouble typing these commands. Black underscore stained glass all the way down the bottom there. With white underscore stained glass. Okay, so immediately a bit like, oh god. But then let's say we replace those deep slate... Deep slate bricks? No, tiles. Deep slate tiles. I think we'd have to go with the stripped. It's the one that's not on there. Stripped oak log. It's kind of nice looking. Rotation's off, but we can fix that. And then what if we change these polished andesites, right? So let's say we go... and polished... Where am I going? Gosh. Polished basalt. I've just all of a sudden just had trouble with these commands, like my brain slowed down or something. That right there is way more adjacent. There's more textures I could change with what we've done elsewhere, right? So in terms of it all fitting in, does it make more sense to make it fit in? Because I really love that black glass look. Wood feels cleaner. The white glass is meh. The fences look out of place. They do a bit, don't they? But we would probably just change those to spruce. Then it fits in a little more. Oh, says Becca. I mean, I think it fits more is the main takeaway, isn't it? It's way more subtle that way. Let's say we just go for a second, undo, pop back to this command, and maybe we go... Oops. I'm not holding shift. Alright, there we go. Okay, peeps tend to like the white stained glasses, I guess. What about purple, someone says? Yeah, we need a place to put a little purple in it, don't we? Anyway, let's go and manage a poll. Okay, new poll. Okay, which one is the question? So, like... Okay, you got two options there, and the duration's 5 minutes. Already clicked it. I'll just end it quicker or get some feedback from that. I think one of the things that may have aided this design a little better as well is if these supports here had been a bit like thicker, like, which we can definitely do, just to sort of bring home that oak feel. In fact, I think I'm probably going to go this way around, but let's see the result. The majority is on the white oak greenhouse. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we saw something awesome, right? We all know that that black one looked really cool, but it just didn't like fit the area so much. So we'll leave it at that. I see what I've done. And we never have one down at that level, that's fine. Okay, so that kind of repairs that, and we'll copy and paste it around, right? But what I also want to do is just add something a little extra down at this level. I'm just wondering how far I should go with this. It's kind of nice. Also, like randomizing the rotation a little bit here and there will add some detail. I think that's really nice actually, and I think you could probably change the design of this a little bit based on that. These vibes right here, this music's great for building. Just chilling out, placing blocks, unlocking the imagination. Creating our little world together. I do like that. I just think the stairs are a bit needless, actually. What do you think? Mixed glass was better in my opinion, says Kong. We can still sprinkle in some bits of mixed glass here and there. By the way, I didn't want to actually keep the basalt, but I think I might. I tell you what it needs. It needs some deep slate and cobbled deep slate. Those were the originals for this block palette, right? And they will probably feel more at home considering that. We can also chuck in like some other variants here and there as well, I guess. I think that's got it. I think we've got it right there. I still got this feeling though, like I want something poking off of this, but I don't know what that would be. Maybe more of a do that, then it would appear again at that level. They kind of look alright separate, don't they? Someone says lightning rod. Lightning rod, eh? I just you're introducing a colour there that doesn't like quite fit in. It's very bold. God, these are so annoying. Always popping up when I'm building. Right, so here's what we'll do. Yeah, okay, so this is going to probably be easier if I fix this one up. Okay, almost made the same mistake as before then. Oh, so that one's at the correct height, right? So then from this side... just got these to do. Oh, and the white greenhouse was won with 64% of the vote. Thank you everyone for voting. Danny Grillo 04, thank you for the prime. Kip the Slime, thank you ever so much for subscribing. Appreciate it, my dude. Also got 4,000 peeps tuning in. Thank you everyone for coming by and checking out this stream. Be sure to hit the follow button while you're over here. We got Nitram173 here with the prime. Thank you so much, Nitram. Appreciate it. So now that we've done that, yeah, okay, I know what we're going to do next, but I also want to go over to the other side and just build this in. Even though over here, what we're probably going to do is just flatten the land, right? Flatten the land in front of it, and then have our little detail bit in place. In fact, what I'll probably end up doing is turning this into a door so you can walk out into a little bit of a garden, but for the sake of what we're trying to do here, I have removed all the materials that I want to build with from my hotbar. Okay, and it's at that height there. Huh, we have... be there, wouldn't it? Tiles, random deep slate blocks. Slabs across the top. Isn't that how we did it? Oh no, not quite. Then on the opposite side we need this. It's not actually where it is, because there's no need for anything there. Okay. Now what we can do is take what we've done here and put it onto everything else. So, random block from there all the way to, let's say, here. And then expand by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we've got noises in the air. We've got L2 Sid here with the prime, and Paper Mushrooms throwing some cheers and bits, saying maybe some exterior lighting on the outside, perhaps something subtle like Soulfire lanterns. Thank you for the suggestion, my dude. That would probably be a good fit next to the deep slate. Thank you for those cheers and biddies. Now each time I paste this, it's in the same sort of spot, so it just copies everything we've done. And we've got to hope that I haven't made a big boo-boo, but then again we've got the undo button, so here you go, right. And now they're all sort of set in place. And we'll have a ton of it on display, so let's go the old... do this thing and replace a couple of blocks here. Gonna replace smooth basalt with deep slate, and replace basalt with cobbled deep slate, and that saves me placing a bunch of blocks. 'Cause yeah, there you go. Look at that, gorgeous. Right. Put a few more of these in. So that's that side complete, and I do feel like it needs a bit more of something here. Let's go for the wall block and check out the deep slate tile. You're just walking wherever I want to build all the time. God. Like, I don't know where they should be, right? But I feel like maybe it does need a little bit of that. It also looks extra dark. Maybe it doesn't need to have like a logic to it, just put it somewhere so it's doing something. That kind of works, I think. That looks dope. No, not too much of that texture now. Some different opinions from chat right there. Maybe maybe we listen a little. We could go darker or lighter, right? I think what I might do is just pop the ones off of that end and this end. Anyway, I think it doesn't really matter. I think that'll do just fine. There you go. So we got this big old structure. I will say, now seeing all these stairs again, it just don't feel right. I think I want to change it to that. So we've got to tie up this front entrance. And I guess maybe we could do a bit of copy-paste over here to help us with this side. Because that bit's done, but the rest of it ain't, obviously. So let's go over here and take a big old chunk of this one. That one looks healthy. Stand here. Copy. Rotate. And then we'll wing it over to the other side. Chat, what's the purpose of this building, says Wolf. Chat, are you gonna tell them? I mean, they obviously don't want me to tell them. It's gonna be like a greenhouse. It's a spot for us to put some early game bone meal related farms. So it's kind of my thinking. So I was like, greenhouse theme over here. Right, and now we can just finish this one out real quick. We got a noise in the ear. A subscription here. 12 months. Goodness me. 1 year from Music Man 1017. Saying 1 year. Thank you for believing in me and supporting me from day one, dude. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, my man. What can I say? Love the music. Really appreciating you letting us being able to use it. It's been quite inspiring today, actually, having some chilled out vibes to just jam along to as we do some building here. So appreciate it. Yeah, for the peeps that do not know, Music Man is the man whose music we're listening to. Malcolm Horn. Not home. Gosh, what a derp. Let's not relive that story again. That 1 year derp. There it is, right. I'm going to go crazy with the details now because we know what's going on here. Yeah. So when you're in and around the area, I think it's going to look great when we get some greenery hanging off the top. I wonder if we can... Oh yeah, I did say we'd come along and do this. Oh, I mean, that would be the default, right, here. And then maybe just the occasional, like, rotated block here and there. I don't know. What I was just thinking, though, was if we go out by 2 and then copy the formula, which I think is that. Then you got your 1 here. Bring it down. Flip it around. Then we're going for, is that 3? 1, 2, 3. Give us an opportunity for a very, like, soothing cylindrical ending here, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do or not, because then that gets all complicated with the shape. So this is our entrance, which I think would be really quite easy to build up and make look more interesting. Especially with some deep slate tiles like this. Sort of Let's get rid of that one. Oh look, there's some copper over here. Should come and mine it, shouldn't I? It's going to get a bit much on this side, obviously, but it is what it is. I don't know if those will be the tops, but yeah. What if you put the stairs on the ledge halfway up the arches to smooth it out more? Don't know to which bit you're referring there. That's interesting that that one block was not fixed. Yeah, in the other ones we copy and pasted, though, I don't know what's up with that. They were fine. I'm thinking like maybe we'll have a bit more of like a loose and open layout around the top here. Look, this is the issue with it though. It's just the distance between those points not particularly great. Then again, it doesn't have to be perfect shape. So I guess what I'm thinking is, don't know if that actually works. Yeah, rather than having it all walled off, maybe we can leave it sort of semi-open and make it look like it's fenced off. Kind of my thinking there. This will allow us to work on the inside area a lot easier. See, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool right there. Nice and easy breezy. So obviously it needs some texture variation, but I think the shape's there, and then the way you walk up into this space feels kind of good. Probably poke out a bit of this as you go through the entrance bit. Now, as for leaving it open like this, I feel like it kind of works. If we were to have any bees in here, though, they would be able to escape, right? Have you thought that maybe including some strip jungle may work? Oh, absolutely, Jetstream. I keep saying it. Texture variation, right? Like we did over there. That will come. But I'm just trying to get all the elements there together first. I wonder if making this a bit thicker might be good for that spot. And then this bit here could just be a deep slate, right? Yeah, that's pretty epic. I am thinking though that there's some like height variations needed here. I keep meaning to stand up, but I just feel so in the zone. I'm just like, let's keep going. Well, that's kind of nice. Maybe if it all started like one block lower. Is it me, or are they not the same? Maybe they are the same. Okay, so... Oh, I see. Yeah. That's kind of awesome. I do like that. I do like that. Obviously, it's going to look even better when we actually put in all the blocks. So you come across the bridge. It's got a real nice view. I'm just wondering now, like, do we want to enclose this thing fully so we can have bees in here? There's quite a lot of space, so we could potentially, like, have a little... Maybe that's what we do down the end here. Maybe we create, like, an extra little section that becomes the bee spot. And we're going to add all sorts of greenery and stuff in here as well, peeps. So, when it comes to the greenery, you only got 9 slots in your hotbar. And there's just so many options in this game. Like, and the thing that I want is not in there because it's here. There you go. But yeah, we're gonna do stuff like maybe hang some azalea leaves. Oh, it looks good already. Just a little bit of greenery, and then maybe off of that. Right, so I can only eat it. Let's see what's going on here. And then I would also need bone meal. This is where I just feel like, even in creative, like, there's so many items to juggle constantly. It also, in my opinion, makes it kind of hard to remember all your options. But yeah, like having little things like that kind of hanging off the roof areas is going to look fantastic. We'll do a lot of that in here. Someone says moss in capital letters. Not for the ceiling, but yeah, obviously in this area there will be some. And maybe we'll avoid having too many different shades of leaf. We've got jungle, we've got azalea. Oh look, the azalea one doesn't have the fluffiness, which I actually kind of like. And then you want some to like wrap around like vines, right? Like they're going across from one spot to the other. And then you have your little bits of glowberry bushes just hanging off the top. Some come down a bit further with some glowberries on them, which will add light, by the way. So this can be a very luminous place. Oh, hang on. Yeah, this is going to be wonderful right here. So we can do all that, like, all the leaves hanging off and stuff. I wonder if there's anything... You know what? Rooted dirt, right? How do you get this in abundance, this rooted dirt? I've already forgotten. Yeah, look, you can just... Sorry, rooted dirt. You know, hanging roots. If we can get a bunch of these, we can sort of hang them all over the place. And they just add little bits of detail between the other stuff. Bone meal the dirt. Is it the rooted dirt? So I know how to get my hands on one of these. Quite easily. That's not it. Didn't it involve a hoe? Oh, wow. So that stuff's going to be ridiculously difficult to farm in quantity. That being said, maybe not. Let's do a little bit of a goofy experiment here. So if I have a bunch of these, and a bunch of dirt, and a bunch of bone meal. By the way, this over here needs something. This might end up being the map room. I need to make a map room building. This is a terrible way to do an experiment. Let's go a little bit higher. So let's say I create an automatic... Let's say I create an automatic moss farm, right? And we get tons of these in a chest. Then it's not too much hassle to place them all down. And that's the way you do it. That is the way you do it. There seems to be no hassle growing these side by side. And then we can come across and get 2 of those for each and every one. Right. Good to know. And then I get tons of the leaves as well. Cool. Constantly bone meal a rooted dirt with a dispenser and shear. Would that work? Says Jetstream. Possibly. You'd need more of a like remove the logs contraption going on. It could be possible. I mean, what you can do is you can make a log pusher, so you could have like a piston set up to push all these into a giant cube. I'm not very good at doing that, but then it would mean you could sort of push, grow a tree, push, grow a tree. I'm sure it'd still involve some player input though. Look, you lot can just buzz off. No, that's not the right one. Right, anyway, I'm going to stand now. It's ridiculous. I've been meaning to do this for a while. Emma Lou D2, thank you for 56 months. We got Mink of Bane here for 10. Coffee Shots 1 is here with the Prime. 00 Bam Bam 00 is here with the Prime as well. Thank you so much for your support, people. Hope you're enjoying the radio voice. You're listening to 101.3 Hermitcraft FM. God, put me on the radio, someone. Jeez. Right. This goes brr. Because we're standing. Standing time, peeps. It's standing time. Get your standing flag. Get hyped. We're going to stand on our feet. Oh! Exciting times over here. Surprise T says bone meal from the bottom, dirt face. I mean, you're using that dirt face a little excessively there. Oh, wow. Thanks. That's good to know. That is good to know. I'm not very good at retaining information in my brain, even though I have to communicate a lot of that information, you know? God, this place is going to look gorgeous once we cover it in a bunch of stuff up the ceiling there. Now, the inside, I've just noticed, when you see this, it kind of breaks the immersion. So, part of what we'll need, I think, is something like this. Oh, you're still here, getting in the way! And you're invisible. God. The cheek of this one, eh? Ugh, excuse me. God, what a burp. Oh, I had a good old English breakfast this morning again, with some grilled halloumi. Love it, and a bunch of vegetables as well. They don't really mix into the English breakfast dish, but I like to have my veggies, you know. Yeah, I feel like these ones on the inside could be a different material to give some contrast. Dang, they almost look like little tree stems, like tree roots or something. It's so cool. So let's go and replace. No, let's go set up the positions. I'm not sure that's actually going to capture it. Let's go down here. Looks like we didn't finish the job, peeps. So on this side, if we replace stripped oak with, let's go with just oak log. Kind of alright looking. Let's go oak. Was it wood? Oh look, it catches the top bits. It catches these as well, because the bit further down is like higher up. Oh dear. Anyway, one thing I think I can be certain of is that this has now gone far enough in a direction where I'm very happy with the result. And I would be good enough to say, yes, let's confirm this. I think I can probably do most of the rest now off camera. Like, we've come a real long way, got a gorgeous thing going on. We'll probably have to build like a little extension section down the end here though. Let's maybe mess about with this for a second. So, if I were to like turn this into, I think this could work. I want it to just sort of cap off quickly, which I think can be done. Probably might want to elevate a couple of blocks here and there. Give it a bit more of a spherical sort of feeling, I think. That's what we're looking for. Sometimes it's quite nice to just sort of eyeball things and not go for the old generator telling you where to put all the blocks. So yeah, then we get to this height here, and that's fine actually, because I'm thinking what we might want to do is just sort of have a, oh god, that's deep down, like an elevated to there type thing, right? And then I don't know if it's going to continue all the way around, but at that height, maybe, maybe not. But that certainly could wrap it up. And then I like the idea of this becoming a little something out here, but I think I might actually keep it kind of unkept. So what we'll do, what we'll do out here is just a quick bit of decoration. Probably going to use some grass as well. But if we were just to cover it all like this, would it look so bad? I do think it's just a tiny bit too green to get away with doing this across the whole thing and then being like, yeah, it's grass or whatever, right? Like, you're going to have to get in there and mix some of these blocks up with dirt after you've put in all the moss. I think is the way to go. So yeah, we can do something. I mean, that's actually super powerful, that right there. You know what? The moss block, actually, if you think about it as a mechanic to decorate with, like, that's really great. Then you can come in here, punch out a couple of these, maybe put in some flowers, right? What flower probably mixes in best here? Maybe the allium, because of the complementing colour. Like, you can come over and then put in a few of your own little extras on top. There should be more stuff like that in this game, right? Like, imagine if the dripstone block had a bunch of complementing things like this, and you could bone mill it and it would spread. And just feel that's a pretty clever mechanic for doing decorative stuff. Yeah, and this area over here might get some similar treatment, but I like the idea of a little overgrown lush oasis. We'll probably grow a tree here as well, I think. So let's go ahead and do that. A few of these can be punched out and mixed with the grass. I guess the grass has got a bigger colour differentiation here because of the biome that we're in, right? But there you go. Then we'll do something similar with this spot. Both of these probably, actually. I was thinking of trying to put buildings on them, but I think they'll end up just being a bit crammed, right? Anyway, then inside of here, I reckon what we should be doing is having some fields of crops, very small ones to begin with. So they'll be like this. Okay, farmland intact. And then, like, maybe you go around the edge and go down a couple of steps. So you have like a little bit of a staircase somewhere here. And then you sort of like, now you've reached the next level, air quotes or whatever, right? So you got your crops come down, and then we'll have another little crop patch here maybe. This is all stuff I can figure out later, but this is like a rough idea for what I'll do. So once we've got a few patches of different types of crops, they're just there to come and pick up if ever we need them. Maybe we could put some animals in here. Each time you go down a level, there's something different. But I want to put in some farmables, like glow lichen will probably have a station. In fact, that'll probably be up here at the front. Have a little glow lichen redstone station or something. This is going to be a big project, I think. And the idea of it will be to put all the sort of early game starter temporary stuff in. Right, so with these bits here probably going to be taken over by this kind of moss and tree operation. I think this island here will have the same treatment. We're talking some big plans here, by the way, now. This whole area, like, I don't see me really putting too many more buildings on. It's about figuring out the palette in the middle. We're going to have a path that comes down here. This was from making a thumbnail. And then we're going to have bridges that come over into this space. Oh, look at that view as well. Dang, that's got some charm to it. Because it's such a weird looking building. And when I look at that, I really do feel like it needs just like half a slab to tie it across. It needs something there. I don't know if that's the way to go. Yeah. Love it. What a sight. Slab, chain, slab. It's funny you say that, Peter, because as I placed the block, the chain block popped into my mind, and I thought, well, not really, because you hang lights off of chains, don't you? Oh, it kind of already done it at the wrong height, so I think that detail would be lost on you though, like the further away you are. Definitely something about that, isn't there? Actually, it looks kind of awesome. I think I might go with that then. Alright. So yeah, we've got a bridge to build, and then we'll have another bridge to build over here. I was going to use planks, let's just use this. So this looks like a kind of a straight diagonal, and that's probably about the height that we'd have that. Pop over the hill, another bridge coming over here, and then... Okay, that's all still hidden. Okay, let's go into spectator mode, because we've got villagers and stuff. Oh, no we don't, because this is like just... I forgot. This isn't a world download, this is the empty seed. But I was thinking you walk up the hill, and then you go down to the temporary villager thing, or maybe up and through to the mountain, as I want to start building the proper buildings for this stuff. But I was also thinking, what about having a path that comes round through here and then connects up with B-dubs' stuff? So like it could be like... I kind of like the idea of it being stone that sort of comes out a little bit, but you find a way to make it look a bit more man-made. Maybe some andesite and some walls. And I guess then you'd want to carve into the roof, or sorry, the side a little bit, so... Then you'd put your path blocks on here. This is going to be super tricky, this bit. And then you can ride your horse along. So just with a few blocks like that, immediately you can see where to go with it. It's going to be tricky to build, but yeah, I like this idea of cutting into the side here and just having this thing come around. Right, and it could go all the way and connect up with this bit somewhere over here, perhaps. It really, when you go further around this mountain, it's really going to be a bit of work that's going to look kind of odd. So maybe not. So B-dubs' moon, half moon thing is here. Maybe it's a spot like this that makes more sense. Maybe the path could go through this area, and I want to build in this spot. So if I know that I'm going to have like a path that comes back over here, right? This could be like a little bridge leading up. Then we have our path sort of goes over this spot, and then maybe along the side of this. I'll talk to B-dubs about that, and then it could bridge over the ridge to his spot. But yeah, we need a way to like connect the areas. I don't think going around the outside is actually the best way. So we won't do any of that, but we do need to do these 3 little connections. Also, that looks so good. And the flower, the thing that's cool about the flowers is, you know, we added a little purple in the mix. There's so many different flower colors. I think we could say the same approach and then do something like this. So let's say we go take our moss block over to a different part of the island. By the way, peeps, I'm totally on a monologue here. I apologize if I'm like ignoring chat, but sometimes you just got to get into it. So let's say we do this over here. This one's got its thing going on. Most of the stone's going to disappear because of this. Yeah, not sure how I feel about getting rid of all the stone, but there you go, nice mix. Then we come in and we pop out these things. They're not going to appear, nor are the too highs. Like you may just make a few rules, like no bushes, no too highs, if we call it that. And then this is our palette for adding stuff. Okay, then we go and put in the orchards as well. No bushes. And then finally we put in a few of the sprouts. So with a simple set of rules, like we've just done, this one is now like its own little thing. It's weird looking, I like it. Maybe a better mix of colours, that's quite contrasty. This blends in a lot more, but you see what I mean? Like you got blue, then you got pink, then like maybe in this space here, which I sort of maybe don't want to do that everywhere around here. I feel like once we do a lot of it, it's going to be too easy to do it everywhere. However, this is definitely going to be done different, as will that bit there. So let's say we retain this whole moss block philosophy for just this area. We come in to this spot and give it a bit of a jam around here with the grass. Don't want to overdo it though, because there's plenty of grass there. Definitely want to get rid of that dirty diorite. Okay, then this time the things that we'll pick, let's say we go with cornflower, or maybe just the tulips, right? Pink and white, and actually let's go with that, oxide daisy. Let's go with the whites here. So we go and throw down these flowers in various spots. No bushes. All good. Also at the top here. So then that's got its own little colour stem. Oh, that looks so good. That really does work. Keeps the same mossy stone. I need a vine farm. Yeah, that's one of the things I'd like to put in an area like this over here. A little vine farm to get started with. So we can get more of that kind of stuff. Yeah, little nooks of that will look good. And then we'll do another one there and another one here. And I think that's the way we're going to decorate that entire space. Definitely got to keep some stone in, especially on this side. But yeah, that's pretty much the most of it. Vine farm, moss blocks work, says Darlong. Yeah, vine farm for sure. I think I'm going to leave this open. I like the idea of it having a bit more of a door feeling, but I don't think there's enough room for that there. When it comes to a vine farm, okay, obviously we're going to need vines. Then we're going to need something to hang it off of. I'm just wondering if it can be hung off the side of like this. No, unsurprisingly it can't. But I'm going to guess it would be able to... Yeah, it can go on that and then that would pop it off. See, the unfortunate thing with that is, if I want to detail this, you have like this big empty space. So I can do that, right? But then what do I put here? It is probably that. Now, because it's too wide, and we've got this like free wide dynamic going on over here, let's come over a little bit. The rotation of these being randomized will probably be better in the long run. So we have something like this going from one side to the other. Okay, let's get some fence posts. Because... No, I'm doing that wrong. It's starting to look a little too chunky already for my liking. Speaking of chunky, what I can actually do, if we just go to spruce, let's get that and this. So we could... it's not wide enough to add in quite the detail I'm looking for. Dang, that's a groovy melody right there. Yeah, it's just a little bit too big and bulky, right? You'd have all these vines growing down off of it. I don't know. There's something to that. I just think maybe that's not the way to incorporate it. I'll figure out a way. We'll have like a vinery box so you can come up and share stuff in here. So anyway, what we really need to get done as well is this bridge, I think. This is going to be quite challenging. Now we've used... Oh, do you know what we haven't done? We haven't gone around and done our randomized textures, sadly. But I don't think we need to do a crazy amount of this anyway. Just a little bit will go a long way, you'll find. So that's all you need really, just a little bit of that and livens it up a bit. Campfires, says Divot G1. Campfires where? In the area so they make smoke particles? They'll look cool. Pack Maniac, thank you ever so much for the Prime, appreciate it. It's a good water right there, hydrating. Have a large custom purple flower inside. This is mostly going to be functional, so if I end up with a little bit of space to add something purely aesthetic, then that could be done, but it's mostly going to be functional. So, this is it. Let's just do this with oak. I was going to start waffling. Actually, no, maybe spruce. Where have we used a little bit there. I feel like we could get away with doing oak again. Yeah, let's try it with spruce, and then we can swap it all around if we don't like it. And I've already got the things on the hotbar for the spruce. Let's get a few more of them, because we want all those textures. And shapes and details. Sign will probably end up being a good one to use here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we are on volume 1 of Infinity. So that's the shape that gets repeated over and over again, right? When we repeat it here, it's going to be easier to kind of look at it like this. Okay, if the next one's going to be the same height, kind of looks to me like you just need to slice it up like this. That's pretty much it. Maybe don't even use the stair. It does mean you arrive here rather low. But that could be a good thing anyway. In fact, this can all get raised up a block anyway. Let's grab the axe, which by the way looks very sprucey, doesn't it? Doesn't look very oaky, the axe texture. Naturalize? What is that? I think that's a block randomization tool or of some sort. So we're currently looking like super neat and orderly, right? That might change soon. I don't know. It's going to be tricky to make this organic when, like, it presents itself so neatly with this perfect layout. Because you can see where this is going pretty quick, right? It's just got that perfect kind of symmetry because of the way I calculated the angle. And now that I've split it up into slabs, it's pretty much making itself at this point. So that is effectively a pretty perfect gradient. Now one thing I will say is it kind of looks a bit on the big side, right? So how can we shave this down a bit? We poke these off at every opportunity. Because they kind of look a bit excessive, like they're hanging off. And then that one would stay. Looks a little bit cleaner now. And then maybe we take one or two of these and we turn them into a bit of something structural. So this could be that. And its equivalent then would be this one, wouldn't it? Should put them kind of parallel like that, I think, yeah. Kind of like the idea of it being... Do you know what? I might take it back a step, because if we go like that, and like this, That's kind of alright. But then it makes it bigger again. And it might be a question of like how big. But that honestly looks pretty reasonable. Like this thing doesn't have any depth yet either. So kind of looking at these already being sort of perfectly sussed. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Replace some of the slabs with trapdoors to make it thinner and add texture. Oh yeah, you know, one thing at a time though, right? I think we're kind of breezing through this design, like, it's making a lot of sense pretty quickly. There's the other thing. The gradient of height is going to be a thing to suss out. Just slab every other log pole. Slab every other log pole. Not sure what you mean by that. Don't use pillars on the river, maybe. Hang on, did something go... Okay, I see what happened here. I mean, we don't have to have all the pillars there, but we start off by placing them so we can see what to do next, essentially. And then obviously we don't need any more. So if we look at the amount, we've got 6. So I would say it would probably look most... You could take out the middle 2, or you could take out that, and then you'd have this chunky bit in the middle. So I think what we'll do is we'll take out these as support pillars. And that frees up a fair bit of the river to breathe. That's kind of cool. That kind of works. Right, so now I know one of the things I want to do next is... Oh, we've already got those on the hotbar. Is just get this gradient here correct. Actually, maybe it should be like that, and then that one should be the slab. Very nice. And that gives it a similar sort of quality. How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's just the way. Oh, so this one here is a bit extra long. Yeah, that helps continue its natural kind of gradient thing going on there. Okay, that's cool. Right, next thing I think to look at is probably the thickness of what's underneath. This might get a bit tricky. Yeah, and then you got those, right? Maybe rather than slabs, we just double up some of this stuff. Right, over here, I don't think it makes much sense to do anything more than that. Just going to box all of that off for now. Not going to do the same at the other end. So in terms of achieving the extra thickness we might want, let's go ahead. Is that right? Yeah. Do all of this. Just want to keep track of where we're putting them, doing like one slaver at a time. Cool. Yeah, now that looks way more reasonable. So the thickness is good. Then Then we want to kind of get in those kind of little bits now, and we can't do it just there, so maybe if we do it every other one on this side, and same on the opposite sides, which is not there actually, so, could be here. That's kind of it. Okay, if we lose some neatness around now, it's not the worst thing ever, really. Yeah, maybe just doing it randomly is not such a bad idea, right? Like, sort of striving for this symmetrical neatness everywhere, but maybe just eyeball it a bit more. Put a slab there instead of a stair. Yeah, that's gonna look good on that bit. I think that's the way to go, really. Just do it like this, and kind of break out all of that symmetry. So then it looks a little bit more chiseled underneath. Cool. Alright, I think that's that bit kind of done. Now, as for randomizing at this level, it's going to be a little harder, but a good trick is with the old... Is that a pressure plate? Why'd I put that on there? One thing I would like is some buttons at some point. Where's the old trapdoor? I think I put the door in instead of the trapdoor, right? Yeah, so you can't use it everywhere. But we should be able to use it at this spot like that. So just a few bits of those here and there. It's kind of obvious where it appears at the moment though, so... that kind of works there. Now another trick is to just put it at that level. So we'll make sure there's a fair bit of this texture here and there. Okay. Not that one though. Yeah, kind of need to check what's under it, but maybe not. Maybe those gaps are good for the detail. Oh, okay, it was... whatever, we'll do that. So that's where we can put it on top, okay. And level. Yeah, that's the real thing, really. Like, every other platform you can put it on top or level, I guess. That's how it works. This one you can't, this one here you can. So we'll have that there. Right, okay, so we've randomized that up a little bit. That's nice. What about some... I'll tell you what I don't have on me. Signs. I also feel like we probably want to bring in some contrasting colours somewhere. Now, this will look great when you put it there. Right? Oh, it's pixel consistent as well. That looks so good. But then at this height, it don't look like anything. What we could do is just have those there. And then have them again here. All looks a little too obvious, I think. Use unlit campfires too. That's an interesting suggestion. Oh, then they're... Actually, I can right-click them with an axe, right? Huh. I think I could. It has to be a different type of axe. Or is it a shovel? I think it's a shovel, actually, isn't it? It's only really going to be used at one height. I think I'll put two of them in here. Have another one there. To slowly add a couple of extra things to it. Right, what next? Do we want to like mix in another texture like oak or dark oak? I always feel like dark oak's a bit too much to mix in with spruce. Like, although they're the same sort of shade, like, it's just so chocolatey. Let's go for possibly jungle, but oak is going to be the easiest one every time, really, isn't it? I can kind of put these all over the place. That ain't so bad, is it? Definitely looking a little more interesting now. Chains in the water, someone says. Nah, I think I want to add chains to this. Strip lokes. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Strip lokes. God. Try and read a message. I read it too quick. Strip dark oak logs. Another trick here is to not just keep it at water level, but maybe a little bit above as well. This will have water on it. Like that stone's from where there was lava here. Someone says curve the bridge. I know what you mean. It should have a bit of like a bulge to it. Like this bit here should just be like sagging down a little bit. I wonder if we can kind of add that in. Yeah, like we've kept this very rigidly neat, and I think now's the time to break away from that, because that's a super cool idea. Yeah, so we can just sag this down a little, give it a bit of weight around the middle. Might look kind of good. Maybe over here as well, it needs to go down a little further. And then maybe we'll even pump some of this up. This is a little bit higher just here. Don't know if that really comes across, but it's in there. Yeah, actually, this kind of like dismantling of the original neatly laid out kind of shape is really good, because it still holds itself together, like everything that we've added. But now it's just got like a bit more texture to it and a bit more personality, I guess. Someone says, I'm starting to think a stone bridge would look cool. Bit too late for that. I will say though, it would be, dang, because like the contrast, like it's like wood to wood, isn't it, over here? I think maybe the this oak is a bit strong. Maybe mixing the spruce with this would have been better. I don't know. What do you think, peeps? Do those two mix together that way? People don't like it. Brown carpet. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. Just to get all those textures in there, right? Maybe even the occasional wall block. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think it's getting there. It just needs these side bits, I think, now sorted out, like something to go across there. There's got to be a block shape or a block I haven't thought of that mixes in with this. Ladders, they've got to be palatable at that half slab height. Signs were good, but it didn't quite work. That's interesting. Composter block. Don't know what that's saying. If you repeat it too much, think it'll look ugly. Yeah. Maybe it's the spruce wood itself here. Like, maybe it should be not stripped, and then it might look a little more contrasty. So let's say we go with these two. Don't like it. Maybe it was alright. What about trapdoors? It's kind of working. Oh, I like the way it goes lower there, because it... Oh, wait a minute. Or is that too much? See, we can kind of give it a little bit of personality where we don't just make it the same each and every time. But I might be overdoing it a little bit as well. Feels like the more I add, it kind of loses something. So maybe not. Maybe we really like pick and choose this a bit more. So they're all at the same height there, which is interesting. That's kind of doing a lot for it. I think that works. Kind of works. Okay, and then over on this side, that bit's nice and easy. Oops. That didn't work. Might just go with that. Yeah, I think that's got something to it. Maybe put occasional one of these down. Someone says barrels in chat. Oh dang, barrels. Good suggestion. Let's get some buttons up in here as well. Oh, that looks nice. It looks like it's more structural at that point in time, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and like wrap both of those there. So I think it's when it's fully wrapped that it kind of makes sense like that. Which that one was, and this one was as well. So let's fully wrap this one. It's developed some real character to it now. Okay, and then some buttons here and there. Always the way to go, right? Might be overdoing it now with the detail, I don't know. Yeah, I'll try not to like evenly space this out and just... Oh, I see. Have a few here and there. What about that? Little nooks on the wood or whatever you want to call it. Pretty fine if you ask me. Oak logs in the pillars? Nah, I don't think that'll work. It kind of seems too much, says Pranav. It does, doesn't it? I was thinking that. Like, I reckon what we should take out is the carpets. Feel like that's kind of overdoing it. And maybe the campfires. And maybe leave that one in, just the one. Now it looks really good. Yeah, the only thing I'd say is maybe it needs like a bit more weight underneath it. Let's get these two in the hotbar and solidify some of this design off, you know. Maybe just a touch more over this side, I don't know. I think that's probably good enough. I like that a lot. It's very interesting to start with like this very sort of flat, neat, orderly shape, and then to what's the word here? Like randomize its shape a little bit. The thing that really made this work is when we took out the neatness of it, and sort of some areas a little flatter than others, the gradient changes, the bulge appears underneath. Maybe if we'd done a little bit of that with some of these pillars, like if we had shifted them over by one, they might be a little more pleasing. Then again, I think sometimes that structural neatness does need to be in there, but because it's on a diagonal, when you look at it from different angles, it kind of just pops in different ways. So I think that's an awesome little bridge to get over to this thing, right? Do you know what might also look good here? Occasional bush and whatnot hanging off the bottom. Not sure how many of these I actually want, really. They also grow, and then you have to add string. I think I'll pass on that for this one. I think this will be one of those. Maybe a couple of bushes, like spruce bushes, are dark. Maybe they'll just look like a little bit of moss growing underneath or something. I don't know. A couple of blobs of it kind of helps. Rooted vines. Yes. Hanging roots even. Probably a better choice than having bushes, right? Rather than have both. They are a bit colourful. They do pop out, but I think we can manage that. Dang. We got noises in the ear. We got Ben0624 here with the Prime. Black Steel has subscribed. Rich Peasant has subscribed. Hydrax12 is here for 10 months. Thank you so much, peeps. We did good today. Thank you everyone so much for coming by and joining me on this building expedition here. This was extremely productive. I never know how it's going to go. It's good to take a little bit of a risk and try to do things a little different sometimes. I don't know. That might be going a bit too far. Let's just undo that. So yeah, now we've got like a real solid plan for finishing these little islands here. And then we'll have to come back and figure out how we're going to decorate all of this around here. I don't want it to be grass. I'm thinking we might use a lot of coarse dirt and dripstone. And maybe path blocks as well, because that means that I can roam around with a shovel and just right click on stuff, right? And convert it, which is pretty dope. The Sydney Opera House looks cool, says Enderdan. Is that what we're calling it? Is that what we're calling it now? So I guess I could get on here and chop down some logs, right? Get prepared for that build. But my friends, I think I'm going to take care of that in between episodes. Let's go do a raid. Let's go raid Pearl. who's on the Hermitcraft server right now. That makes a lot of sense. If you want more Hermitcraft in your life, stick around. Otherwise, hit the follow button. There'll be an episode of Hermitcraft coming out on my channel tomorrow. Massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for all my Patreons supporting me over there, and for all the gifted subs. It's appreciated, peeps. Take care of yourselves. See you again Monday. Bye-bye.